Wrigley Field.
If you win tonight, it's advantage Cubs.
Yeah, you got the home field advantage. Yeah.
By the way, what do you pronounce his name? Churio?
Yeah, Jackson Churio.
Did something that no other player in the history of Major League Baseball has done in the postseason. Had 3 hits in the first 2 innings.
Wow, that's never been done before.
I don't believe
Out
so.
of all the
I didn't just
postseason
make
games.
that up.
Yeah,
I know I saw that somewhere.
Mr. Stats and Info
now he's
over
not
here.
available because he's got a hammy.
Yeah. We'll check in with Jesse coming up at 6 o'clock as we get close to game time. Remember, it's a late game tonight. It's an 8 o'clock game. Danny was furious about that. I'll be out tonight. I've always wanted to see Shorewood this time of year. So beautiful Shorewood, we're coming for you. Papa Magoo's, Shay and I will both be out there. We got the bonus Cubs watch party brought to you by Bud Light. And
you guys tag teaming?
We are.
Wow.
Well, we're doing the appearance together, yes.
Your tag team.
Yeah. Yes. And we're going to do our last football toss challenge. Ooh. So, this was scheduled with Bud Light to give away our trip to Cincinnati for the beloved against Cincy in the first week of November 2nd to be exact. And we got the built-in Cubs game. We knew we'd have Monday Night Football, and it's a pretty good game for Monday Night Football.
Oh, yeah.
Chiefs-Jaguars, that's a good one. And then now we got the Cubs starting at 8 o'clock. Shay will get there around 7. I'll be there soon after as, time permits and traffic permits. I'll be there after the commute.
Can you guys have a competition to see who's best at throwing the football through the receptacle?
I'm down, yeah. I
want to hear.
So
I want to see what happens.
It's a mini football game. It's not like regulation football or even
advantage you.
That's right.
Advantage you.
It's a good point. They're the minis and they're little. They're smaller holes, and you got to get the balls in the holes. And one hole is worth 7 points. Another hole is worth 5 points.
Well, describe these holes. Why would one be worth more than the other?
Because the 7-point hole is the smallest hole. And then the
so
fiver.
You have to be more accurate threading the ball through the hole.
Yes. So then you're rewarded thus with every time you get it through. It's like Pop-A-Shot.
So let me ask you a question. Is there also strategy involved? Are you trying to throw it through the smaller hole more frequently and try to rack up points? Or are you going for the easier shot?
Now, Shay's done this more times than me. I've only done this one time at an appearance. Based on the people who were there that day, and for me trying this, I believe the strategy is to go through the 5-hole.
Yeah.
And the 7-hole is too small, and you will not hit it with frequency. 5-hole is easily attainable, and then I believe there's a 3-hole. But you got it, and that's the biggest hole.
Yeah.
But it's not it doesn't give you a good bang for your buck.
I was just going to say, it doesn't make sense to go for the 7-hole. If the 5-hole is pretty easy to penetrate.
Yes.
And the difference between 5 and 7 is only 2. I don't think the difference warrants you trying to pepper the 7-hole.
Look, I pound the 5-hole with fervor and enthusiasm. Yes.
Yeah, it's confidence.
Yeah, baby.
Before this got away from us, I was going to say, most people, and this works for me too, you don't throw it like a football.
Oh, so you're not winding up.
No, I think the best way is like a little
like a chest
shuffle pass.
Oh, you're pecking at
fundamentals.
Not necessarily a chest pass, at least for me. Maybe that'd work for you. Different strokes for different folks, as they say.
Literally.
But I find like a backhand toss to be.
This is like that Dr. Pepper thing that they do at the playoff game every year.
It's a great analogy.
Except they don't describe it in this hideous way that we have.
Well, there's only one hole in the Dr. Pepper can. There are 3 holes here in our football challenge at Papa Magoo's tonight.
That's interesting.
Have you been to Shorewood before?
I have no idea where it's at.
It is.
I think it's south of Plainfield, isn't it?
Southwest.
Are you guys taking a helicopter? Or
I'm not. I'm taking the Sequoia, so I should be there at 6:30. I'm hoping to be there by 7 a.m. tomorrow.
Yeah.
No, I'm hoping to be there by 7:30 tonight.
I think your drive from here to there is one thing. I think your drive from there to home is probably another.
It's not much further though. Like it's
really,
at least it says an hour and 10 minutes as of now to Shorewood. I Googled it yesterday from the Deerfield area to Shorewood, and it was about an hour as well.
Really?
Because I think it's further west. Unless I'm looking wrong. I don't know.
Is it Shorewood or Sherwood?
No, we have a sales guy named Sherwood.
Right.
The community is Shorewood.
Okay, I gotcha. It just says here on the map, way the F down there is what it says. Way the F down there is what it says.
So I'm coming your way, Papa Magoo. So is Shay. We'll have a great time.
It says it's just east of Platteville. It does. Look at this. Platteville, Illinois.
Oh, I didn't even know there was a Platteville, Illinois.
Yes, you've got Plainfield. You've got Platteville. It's by the Hollywood Casino Joliet is where it's at.
Is Thayer going to come out tonight? I bet you it's close to Thayer's house.
Yeah,
I wonder if he's been to Shorewood. We'll text him during the break.
Definitely listening right now. So, Tom, you should come out tonight.
This is my invitation to Tom. Whatever you want on the ESPN
credit
account.
Card?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
On the account.
Excellent.
So we'll see if we could get Thayer out there. Shay and I will be there. And then to baseball.
Why are you guys going to be there? I don't even think we got to that.
No, it's for the trip to Cincinnati.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I don't think
that's all we were talking about is the football talk.
I got it, but I don't think we said, your audience changes every so often that you're trying to qualify to go with us to Cincinnati for the Bears and Bengals.
That is right, and this is your final chance. We qualified everybody on the air. That thing is done. Did we pull a winner out of the on-air qualifiers?
Not yet. We're going to do that later this week.
Oh, good. Okay, so later this week. And then everyone who has gotten in the hopper for the appearances that we've done, I want to say the high score when I was at Rizzo's was 110.
Wow.
110 points.
Sounds like a lot.
It was. And a couple people gave him a run for their money at 105. So when you're pounding the 5-hole, those 5 spots are important.
They add up.
Yes, they do.
Add up.
So,
sounds like Mason Miller dealing fastballs, 105.
Yes. All right, so now on to the Saturday game.
I tried to delay it as much as I could possibly do, trying to steer you away from having to do the recap of the Cubs game.
Look, this to me was a complete organizational failure. It is. I don't put it completely on Counsell. I reached out to somebody who's very, very familiar with the inner workings of the Cubs and how they do things within that facility when they decide a starting pitcher. Like, who is the starting pitcher decision on? Is that on the manager? Is it on the front office? Is it a compilation between the two? And when I reached out to the person very familiar with how the Cubs do business, they told me.
Does his name rhyme with David Doss or Dodd? David Doss? No, I was trying to be funny. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You were trying to hint that I was texting with David Ross,
which I know it wasn't, but I just blew it. Never mind.
So anyway, they told me that it starts with the analytics department. That's where it starts. The analytics department will put all their numbers and all their things through the computers, and they will say, we believe Matthew Boyd on 3 days rest after only throwing 58 pitches is the way to go. They will present that then, the analytics department, to the manager in the front office. And this person told me back in the past that this would get to be a heated, deep conversation if there was disagreement. And if there wasn't, if someone wasn't passionate about it, they said that the analytics department and front office would usually win out. So this isn't, at least if they are still doing these things the way they used to, it wouldn't say, like, Craig Counsell wouldn't be like pounding his fist on the table saying, I need Matthew Boyd. I want Matthew Boyd. This is a total organizational collaborative effort. And I put it on the organization as a complete failure because this is what I hit on and where I would argue with Tyler a lot during the year. I believe the Cubs, like a lot of major league teams, use analytics as almost the only tool. That they spit these things out from the computer and they believe that that is the way. Where we know in society that it's a great tool, but there are things it cannot measure. There are things analytics tries to measure as much as possible. There are certain things with human beings that you just can't measure. Like, does it take into account that Matthew Boyd had a 5 ERA down the stretch? Does it take into account that Matthew Boyd has thrown the most innings in his entire career? Does it take into account that Matthew Boyd finally had a good outing when he had 6 days rest in September, and that was his best one? Does it take into account that this is only game one and that maybe you can rationalize a guy, an older pitcher, on 3 days rest if it was a win-or-go-home game? Does it take into account that you get Matthew Boyd on full rest if you wait only one more game because of the way the days off are spread around? This person also told me that I was texting with that obviously the Cubs are in a bad position. Their best pitcher, as we've documented, Cade Horton, is now out. So they're already shorthanded in the starting rotation. My argument was always, and this was not second guessing, and you always see this in Twitter because people like to just Twitter, that hindsight is 20/20. This was never a hindsight argument. I think to a man on this show and others, but Michael Wilbon said on this show, like, we didn't understand the rationale. We were shocked when Jesse started texting us and tweeting that they were leaning towards Matthew Boyd. We didn't think that that was part of the calculus, but that was their answer. And I still don't understand the reason for it. You basically threw in the towel. You threw in the towel in game one. Now, the bright side out of it that a lot of people are trying to spin is that you do have most of your high leverage bullpen arms fully rested now. You didn't burn anybody in game one.
Yep.
And you're raring to go. But you have to still win 3 while they now get to only win 2, and you didn't make them sweat a whole lot, even though they did pitch some of their higher leverage relievers, which was a good thing. But I don't understand it, and I think, as I wrap up my whole scenario here, is too often in professional sports these days in 2025, Waddle, they rely on analytics and only analytics, and I believe there should also be someone in that front office with the Tom Thayer nickname of Director of Common Sense, VP of Common Sense, where the numbers will come out of the computer, and then someone needs to stand up and say, wait a minute, guys. The way Boyd pitched down the stretch, with all the innings he threw, it's game one. Let's make sure we get him full for game 2, rested, and then maybe then he can go in game 5 on shorter rest if we need him there. But what good is going to come out, even if you only want to go 4 innings? He wasn't fresh to begin with, whether that's the first or the 4th inning. I didn't understand the rationale, and this is what drives me crazy about my Cubs organization these days, is it seems like everything is decided on no common sense and only analytics.
I just want to know, how are you processing your analytics up there? Are you still using the Commodore 1000? Like, what analytics?
64.
Whatever it is, what analytics program is telling you, you know what, the best thing we should do right here is let's pitch Boyd on short rest.
I don't think this was an analytical decision at all. Like, Boyd has not been good against the Brewers. They're the one team that's really tagged him all season long. And I didn't agree with the decision to go with Boyd in this game. I would have probably thrown Colin Ray out there. The unpopular opinion I would have had is actually I would have thrown Ben Brown against the Brewers because he has been it's the one team. He looks like the Ben Brown that we were sold.
He actually pitched well against them on Saturday as well.
Yeah, he did.
What was it, 2 or 3
innings
of
mop-up
duty, but yeah.
I can never say his name. How do you say his name?
Aaron Savali.
Savali? I was close.
Yeah.
But,
which is odd because that's a pretty easy name to say.
It's so
Savali.
weird for me that I can't do Savali.
Savali.
I want to say like
Savalier.
Right, like remember Mike Lavalier? Lavalier or what? I want to say Savalier. Yeah.
And Machiavelli. We have a problem with it at times here.
We do. We major in it.
Savali.
So that makes it even more questionable, Tyler, is if it didn't even check the analytics box, which box did that check?
I think it checked this is our all-star. This guy has, aside from the Cade Horton run, he's been our best player all season long, our best pitcher all season long.
And we have never asked him to pitch on 3 days rest, though.
But it's not like he threw 90 pitches in that game.
Still.
He threw 58.
It's not like he's 24 years old either.
But he wasn't fresh from pitch 1.
His velo wasn't down.
Well, I mean, there's more. There's command. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it. Like, I don't understand why you would make that decision. It was like, to me, if you say, well, Silvy, they were limited, like your guy said, without Horton, they're limited. My answer is what you just said, regard anybody but Boyd. ABB. Anybody but Boyd. And
give him the ball Monday night with a full
5 days rest.
And
like he's been
That's not as good as
trending.
the algorithm there, Waddle.
What's that?
That's what the algorithm. Like I don't think that acronym, it doesn't flow as well as ABB. Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. By the way, can I also interject this? This conversation is also providing tremendous cover for a group of bats that have not done enough themselves.
It's such a great point.
I mean, this group has struck out 47 times in 4 playoff games. 47 times. You've scored 9 runs in 4 playoff games. 6 of those runs have come on solo home runs. So I would say to you that 47 strikeouts in 4 games is a little bit too many. Hap, Seiya, PCA, all with 7 Ks over that stretch. Dansby Swanson has struck out 9 times in 13 at-bats. So we can have the pitching conversation all day long. If you don't find a way to plate more runs, your asses are going to be home after 3.
Yeah. The 9 runs in 4 postseason games is really bad. What is their high total? 3 for
3?
A playoff game? And then I saw this from Patrick Norton today in his newsletter. It says the Cubs are 1 for 15 with runners in scoring position and have left 22 men on base in the postseason. They've also struck out going into this. Did you mention the grand total of strikeouts?
47 times.
47, yes. I thought I heard you say
47 times.
47 strikeouts in 4 games.
They have not, and Tyler brought this up, I saw this stat as well. They have not had any singular at-bat where the plate appearance plated more than 1 run. Like, they've never had someone step up and drive in 2 in 4 postseason games. Every run has been a single run. Like, they haven't been able, they've played a tiny bit of bingo, but they're not plating enough guys. They're just not. We could sit here and talk all day long about whether or not Matthew Boyd was the right choice after a 3 days rest. Their offense has been just unacceptably bad.
And I'm not giving them cover, but I will say that when you start the game with a home run and then your starting pitcher, now there was an error in there too, but still he wasn't getting many guys out in that game. When you allow that many runs in the first inning, it changes the way the mentality of your team is going to be. You gave them all, you can't, usually when you score, you want to get a hold in that very next inning, especially in playoff baseball with momentum purposes. But to allow that many, it certainly changes approaches with that going on. So you did score a first inning run, and then because of the decision, and what I get upset about too is there's no accountability. One thing that we hope has changed with the Bears is there's more accountability that when they screw up, the coach will say they screwed up or they didn't practice well or they need to be held to a higher standard of their practice habits reflecting a championship team. Counsell didn't even want to hear the questions.
Yeah, we picked Matt Boyd to pitch. I don't know what to say. He pitched. He pitched. It didn't go well. We got to make decisions. We went with Matt. We're very comfortable. I was very comfortable putting Matt Boyd on the mound today. Whole organization was comfortable putting Matt Boyd on the mound today.
See, that doesn't sound like a guy who, how are you being accountable there? At least step up and say, look, in hindsight, and it was their hindsight because it wasn't ours, because we all said it. We all knew. And, that's always my thing. Whenever I get these messages, we got a call or two, Silvy, who do you want to manage? Or, Silvy, do you think you can manage? No, I'm a dope. I'll be the first one to admit I can't manage. I'm not smart enough. I'm not good enough. But what I do rely on with an $8 million manager that you let go of a guy to hire because you wanted this man so badly is him to put you in an advantageous situation.
Tyler, your rebuttal?
I think he has. For 95% of the season, he has put you in advantageous situations. The way that he's curated this bullpen to be what it has been so far this season, some of the moves that they went out and made, a lot of them have looked really good out of the bullpen. And the identity of this team is defense and base running. And that's something that they had no identity under David Ross. None at all.
Right. And like I wasn't David Ross. Look, as you know, Tyler, I was a big believer in Counsell. But my whole thing was, and I was like, okay, good. You want to make the better of the margins. You want a guy who will play the younger guys more. You want to get, and I thought this was the reason why the Brewers, one of the reasons they were pesky and they had this identity was Craig Counsell. And now I've watched him for 2 years, and I've said, and I made the comp to you when we were arguing the pre-show fist fight. I said, Montez Sweat reminds me of the same thing as Craig Counsell. Everyone thought Montez Sweat would be the solution at pass rusher as opposed to what they had. You went out and you made an aggressive move. You traded a second-round pick. You gave him $100 million, one of the top salaries for an edge rusher at the time. Montez Sweat doesn't make them better in that area. I look at Craig Counsell and I feel fooled. I feel duped. I feel like, what has he done to make the Cubs better? You're supposed to be right in these decisions. Almost every crucial decision he has made in this postseason has been the wrong one. Shota pitching to Machado, batting Ian Happ third, starting Matthew Boyd in game 1 of the NLDS. You're not supposed to be at a disadvantage. You're supposed to be in an advantage. And again, this is not me being a hater. I'm waiting to see when Craig Counsell gives them any sort of an advantage.
But he gives you an advantage with the way that you've created this roster to be one that is dependent on base running and defense. And they've probably stolen wins that we don't even realize they've stolen over the course of this season because of what they do running the bases. Defensively, that's why they won that series against the Padres. And like, he pulls Jamison Tyone when he's going well at a certain point. Who knows what could have happened if Jamison Tyone stays in that game for a little bit longer and he goes to a lefty in a critical spot. Maybe the Padres offense wakes up against Jamison Tyone, and we just don't know. Like, I look at that and say, you know what? That was a pretty damn good decision by Craig Counsell.
That worked out, that one. That worked out. But there are too many where I say, not only was this a bad move, this was an awful move. This when anyone sitting on their couch knows more than the guy getting paid $8 million as the manager.
But that same person sitting on their couch may have left Tyone in, and who knows what happens.
But again, we're the idiot. They're supposed to be the smart ones. Just like, to me, and we're making the Bears comps, when last year we were talking about Ryan Poles setting up, and he claimed, we're going to break the cycle with Caleb Williams. But we're going to keep Matt Eberflus. We're going to hire Shane Waldron. We're not going to improve the interior of the line. So you can say one thing, and then if they planned it, they could not have made Caleb Williams' rookie year any more of a disaster. Game 1 of the NLDS, if the Cubs tried, if we said, Craig Counsell, analytics department, front office, come up with a plan that will be the worst for us in Game 1. They could not have come up with a worse plan than they came up with. That is shameful from a baseball perspective. You can't lose a game after an inning is over. And their decision cost them. And it goes against all common sense. An older pitcher who never threw that many innings, who was breaking down at the end of the year on 3 days rest, when postseason pitchers in general don't do good at 3 days rest, when they're the ace. This guy has been a journeyman pitcher with a 4.50 ERA his entire career. He's had a career year and he was wearing down. And you decided on 3 days rest to start him. Complete organizational loss.
And by the way, they waited until this game to drop Ian Happ in the lineup to 5. Right? I mean, like, so.
Because they're the last to know.
Why would you wait till now to drop him to 5?
We were all saying, Seiya's hot. While Seiya's hot, play the hot bat. Move him up in the order.
And then he moved up in the order, and he was, 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts?
Yeah, again, I mean, I still would go with that. And I'm fine. Like, you know me, I think Seiya cools down as quickly as he heats up. I'd rather play the game of who's going well at this point.
But Boyd,
he wasn't going well. Boyd was not going.
He was great in game 1. He was great his final start of the season against the Mets.
On a full day's rest, too.
Okay.
But, like, in September, the track record was the track record, and to try and get that pitcher now on short rest when many believe he wore down to begin with, Like,
But what if he had gone out there and been great?
but he didn't, and we
I
knew
get that, and
beforehand.
It's
and
all results based, but sometimes guys go out there and have performances. This one was wrong. All right,
Right.
You've got 4 more games in this series to go out and win this series. Now.
All right, 3. So Tyler and I completely disagree. We argued on Friday too. He's still very pro Craig Counsell. How do you guys feel on Craig Counsell? And again, I blame the organization for this one. This is a complete organizational failure. You can't do that. It's like going into a playoff game thinking Cody Parkey could kick a game-winning field goal. When all year we said Cody Parkey was going to cost you. This is not something that was that hard to figure out. Anybody who had watched the Cubs and watched Matthew Boyd knew on 3 days rest that it could be a disaster. And that's what it turned out to be.